Hi everyone. So what we're going to cover today is another workspace topic, and this is working on records within the system. So we've spent a lot of time talking about lists. That video took a little bit longer than I anticipated. But yeah, we're gonna look at working on records. So I'm just gonna navigate to the last record that we created. I showed this before. And then we'll go in and we'll have a little bit more of a deep dive into records and what we can do. So let's go into detail. As I described before, this is the record within a list. So you've not just got a flat spreadsheet. Everything has got its own life cycle within that list. And you can see here there's certain things that are grayed out and certain things that are editable. So one of the questions we always get is, why is the state grayed out? So what we want to be doing is we want to be managing our records using these actions in the top right hand corner. So I'll click this in a second just to show you what happens when you do this. But yeah, this has got some information that's been pre-populated based on the record that has been populated by the end user. So the short description was, I need an update on an invoice, and this was the longer description. And this is what will happen in a second on assignment. So, and when we actually close this record in the future. So yeah, we've got these different, this is all the details of the case. If I wanted to just see this, I could click on these buttons at the bottom and I could just see the editable record form. But typically you're going to always have this activity log open as well. So to call out some very important things, we have work notes and comments. Work notes are for internal use only, so we can tag colleagues within here. So I'm going to tag Chuck, I think, within here. And say, please give me some help. So they'll be notified. They'll probably show the little bell icon, probably get a notification as well. But this is all internal, so the requester doesn't see this. If I utilize comments, then I can also type some information in here, and this will go to the requester. So this is a bit fake because I'm also the requester. Obviously wouldn't happen in real life, but this is just for the purpose of the demo. So this all shows up within your activity log. We also have this email function, but I'll also show you the compose email function utilizing a different part, and also it utilizes a bit more real estate on the screen. But you can see here that we've got this activity stream with different updates, and we can see there's field changes, there's comments, there's work notes. So some of the cool stuff that you can do within here is that you've got these options here. So I want to potentially filter out the different activities. So I just want to see field changes, for example, and it's filtered that out. If I want to see everything, I can then select all, but it just helps you if you're looking for something particular, because these cases can go on for a long time and you can get lost in the noise. So we can utilize that. Also specific field changes. So if I don't want to see the open by on those field changes, then I can take that one out. And also who is updating these posts. So again, like a lot of the functionality in ServiceNow, by default, you'll get presented with lots of data, and then you might need to narrow down what you're looking for. I hovered over this before, but you can also set little flags. So if it's something that's important, we can set a flag, and then we can filter by the flag as well. That's not utilized as much across customers, but it is something that is quite useful. And then similarly to other areas, we saw this on the Employee Center, we can search using the activity bar here. So this has found the moderate priority when the case was created. And you just use it as a search function. We can also sort this by oldest to newest rather than newest to oldest. And then a lot of this stuff can be pre-collapsed. So if you've got emails, for example, that have been sent out, this just gives you an ability to expand that. We spoke about attachments. This is quite useful. You can manage attachments on here, so you can download them, rename them if you want, or delete them. There is a more powerful document management functionality that you can utilize, but that takes a little bit of installation. So this is just the basic one. One thing that's worth calling out here is that all attachments that are attached to this case will also be visible by the requester. So just bear that in mind. So a couple of things I'll cover before we wrap up on working on records within ServiceNow is that we can also use these templates in the bottom right corner. So I've just set up a couple of things in here. I'm going to click on compose email, and I'm going to just delete this out just because I want to show you some really useful things for your efficiency and standardization in the team. So I've set up some email templates, and this is pre-canned text, and we can actually pre-populate some of the information utilizing fields within here. So you see number and short description within this template. So if I click on here and apply this template, that's automatically set up a couple of things. So it said dear system, so that's the first name. So you can see within here, requested by first name. Please find a link to your case below. So the URL, and it's embedded a link. Many thanks, and then the assigned to. There is no assigned to right now, so it's not populated it. So just instantly, you can click on this. You've got a standard notification, standard format, and you're pulling the information from this case. If I then use this one, which is the closure template, and apply this template, you can see here that that's automatically updated with different information and giving you this placeholder to insert information. So you're able to create these templates again. At first, you're probably going to have not that many, but as you grow your usage of the platform, you become more mature. This will probably grow as well, and we can use certain conditions and logic to only show templates at certain parts of the process, or for certain case types, or in different teams. We've got a huge amount of flexibility. So something that's really, really helpful, really, really useful. One of the things that I said before was that we also have this assignment button, this assignment section here. So I'm going to assign this to me. Typically, you would also have a assignment group as well, but just for the purpose of this, just to make it easy to go through the case, I'm just assigning it to me. And then I automatically, from pressing that, the state is updated to work in progress, and I've got this close button here. I don't want to do that right now, just because I want to show you a couple of things before I do that. So the last thing before doing that is on SLAs. So you have the ability, a really powerful SLA engine that runs in the background, and we can determine what that is. So on a case-by-case basis, using logic with different start conditions, pause, stop, etc., etc. So this is for your service level agreements. You can go to a more granular level and set up OLAs and UPCs, but I won't bore you with the SLAs right now. But all of this is interactable as well, so I can go and I can see the information on this SLA. So this is the actual SLA setup. So we saw before the start conditions related to this particular case. But if I wanted to look into the actual SLA details as well, then I can do. You can do that across all records. And then to close this off, we will click on close. And what that's going to do is going to bring up this closure code. So we're going to say that information's been provided and everything is sorted. So if you keep an eye at the top and on the record, and I click close, you'll see automatically that the state is updated. We've pre-populated this information below, and then the requester won't be able to open this up. For a lot of our customers, we implement a resolution step. So you propose a resolution, and then the employee has to accept that resolution. So that's something that we often see, and we can customize the case state flow to incorporate that. One thing that I didn't touch on before, and luckily I can still show you because even though the case is closed, is this thing called Agent Assist in the top right hand corner. So this is part of the contextual sidebar again. So by default, this tried to look for using the short description. So I need an update on an invoice, please. So it's pre-populated this. So this is going to differ based off the different tables that you're on. So for this, we've got the ability to search, resolve finance cases and knowledge articles. So what this does, just as a starting point, utilizing this short description, it's seeing if it can find relevant items that you can utilize as part of your fulfillment of this case. So on this one, because it's invoicing, it has brought up these articles. So invoice submission guidelines, I can click on this and I can quickly look at the article. So I really like using this when you're first starting to use the system. So put in knowledge articles. We provide this to a lot of our customers, knowledge articles with videos. So you can look side by side at information to support you in fulfilling these cases. And just as I showed in other videos, articles that are you can find all of the information. So if it's helpful, what the average rating is, the views, etc., etc. So really, really, really helpful. And what this also allows you to do is to you can go out to see this in full view. So if I click on this, it's going to take me to the full knowledge article that I can flick through. But more than that, if you are fulfilling this, so let's say that someone has asked a question about invoicing and you want to provide some really, really critical policy information, so go and have a look at this. If you click on attach and you say, it might be worth having a look at this, you can attach the article, and instantly this has just sent a comment to the requester with the comments related to that article and a link directly to that article. So they, assuming that the visibility is correct, they'll be sent this within the employee center, and then they can instantly go and look at this knowledge article. So it just means that rather than having to go to a SharePoint site and find a link to a Word document, or even in the past on ServiceNow, you have to go and find the link on the knowledge portal, you can just quickly just put that in, attach it in there, and it just becomes so quick and easy to actually send this out to requesters and utilize that information that has been pulled together. So yeah, one of my nerdily favorite things to show, because a lot of people don't even know about it. So yeah, really, 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 really helpful. So again, that's a really high level overview of working on records and some of the most critical things that you need to work on. And yeah, hopefully that's been useful. And we will go into deeper functionality on another video. Thank you.